Good morning. Abstinence, experience strength and hope from members of OA. This one is titled A Gift Just for Me. I came to OA in December of 1983. In July of 1990, I celebrated 1 year of abstinence. For years, I prayed for an abstinence I could live with, one where I didn't have to weigh and measure every piece of food, swear off certain foods forever, or feel like a freak at social gatherings or restaurants. At the end of my long relapse, I'd become totally powerless over food and resigned myself to being overweight for the rest of my life. I planned to continue overeating, but hoped I would not gain any more weight, and that one day this food and weight thing would straighten itself out. To be honest, I don't know how I got abstinent. I think the God of my understanding looked beyond my faults and saw my needs. Abstinence was a gift from my higher power, obtained through working and participating in OA's 12-step program. The only conscious effort I put forth in dealing with the food was to be honest. For someone as skilled as I am in denial, that's not always easy, especially since food is my preferred drug of choice. My abstinence today consists of 3 moderate meals a day and sometimes a snack. Aside from Christmas, aside from the Christmas season, I've not felt deprived or driven to eat to the point of insanity. And this past Christmas, I managed to keep my precious gift of abstinence intact. I've lost 35 pounds. I believe a stricter food plan would have enabled me to lose more weight. When OA still had food plans, I loved the quick weight loss, but found that I couldn't wait to add back certain foods. Felt totally nuts until my next meal and had a better than attitude towards other members who weren't working their food plan the right way, my way. And I felt like a complete failure when I went off it. This wasn't freedom. This was bondage to a food plan and an example of stinking thinking. Today I trust my life and my food to my higher power. Anything that can relieve me of the compulsion to overeat and to not make me crazy is something I can turn my life over to. Thank you, God, and thank you, OA. This message is from a member in Los Angeles, California. Yeah, it's so funny. I've been doing really good with 3 moderate meals and nothing in between. And the minute I hear this member talk about their abstinence, including 3 moderate meals with nothing in between and maybe a snack, that just opens up a window for me. It's like, oh, maybe a snack, and I can still be abstinent. I know that that's a slippery slope for me. I just know it. And I had a slippery slope moment last night where my meals were spread out and I had 2 meals back to back in restaurants and it's just always a little dicey for me in restaurants. I mean, I thought I did the right thing in substituting at lunch now, and it was in a restaurant that's super slow. I mean, nobody was there. And I've worked in that restaurant where it's super, super slow and everybody's just off the game and not taking care of the customer at all. And that's how I felt in there, you know. And so the atmosphere of the place was bad, and then the food came out and the food was super mediocre. And again, I thought I had done a good thing by substituting a super heavy starch fried food for a green food. And so I thought I was doing the right thing. And I was doing the right thing. However, the food came out, it was super mediocre. and it left me with an uneasy feeling in my stomach. I wasn't sure if I was going to get ill. Um, and I lost energy. I was skiing, so I was out there doing a physical activity, but the meal kind of and turned me emotionally and physically. And I ended up not, I only skied for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And then after lunch, I just went home and took a nap. I wasn't feeling good, and wasn't feeling bad, but wasn't feeling good. But I knew it was food related, and I got in my head food wise, and I knew that I was going to go to another restaurant after a meeting, and we normally go to a restaurant that's really a bar, but we had a newcomer, and I go to Narcotics Anonymous, and this newcomer, court ordered wise, can't go into a bar. So we went to the pizza shop that's also in town there. And forgive me for mentioning a specific food, but that's just that restaurant. And again, there I thought I did the right thing, and I had a couple of newcomers with me, so I bought food for us, and I bought a big old green heavy protein dish, but also bought a big round bready cheesy food item, but meant for 4 people. But there was another 4 people at the table who ordered more food. And so it was, that smorgasbord sharing. People are passing stuff around. And I did okay. I ate primarily my green, heavy protein food. I had a big plate of that and felt very satisfied. And I had a couple of small pieces of the big, round, doughy thing, cheesy thing, and felt more than satisfied. And I knew I was at that point where I was done and I didn't need any more. And then towards the end of the meal, people were like, "Hey, anybody want? Anybody want? Anybody want?" And there was an item over at the other end of the table that was a little different. And I'm like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, that's a little fancy." And and I went for it. And I knew going in that it was like, "Okay, that's not part of the plan, bro." But I ate it and instantly felt and again felt that on the way home, definitely felt overstuffed, and it was just a tipping point. It was like, ugh, classic, too much. Now, did I over binge? Did I eat a whole round like I've done many, many, many times? Big round doughy cheesy thing? No. So I didn't binge out, but I definitely ate outside of the plan. And what I'm going to take away from that is that if I and I want to take full responsibility. I was really instrumental in getting this newcomer to come out with us, right? Because it's important for these, people that are just fresh in to come fellowship with us. It's really important. But I'm definitely using it to put myself in a bad place. Because at the other restaurant, I can order super clean and I only eat my meal and we don't, like as a collective group, we don't pass food around that much at the restaurant, right? People just order their meal and eat their meal and it's done. But at the you know at the Italian place, it's just part of that, you know sharing stuff that I get in trouble. Um, so I got to be extra, extra, extra diligent. And what it really means is that no matter what the dynamic is for me going into that restaurant, if I'm buying some food for some other folks, then I got to buy them their food, and then I got to buy me my food separate, and then eat only what is meant for me and my plate and my belly and my mouth. So I got to be super clear about that, and I got to be clear about that before walking in, and you know, and reach out, flip a text to my sponsor and say, hey, I'm going into the round cheesy place, and I'm gonna eat a big old green proteiny dish. And I love that thing. That that little hole in the wall little Italian joint does great green protein dishes, and it's very satisfying. So, and I've done that before, but I definitely got to recommit to that so that I don't slide down that slippery slope. Just go skiing instead, bro. Anyways, I am meeting with my sponsor today and going over some step work. I'm very excited about that. And, 2 days off in the middle of the week. It's really nice. 3 days off for the whole week. Again, really, really nice. Um, and that's it. Just loving life. I shared a little bit at the meeting about, dipping into some loneliness moments, where my life is incredibly full. Recovery is super dynamic and thick and dimensional and really truly lovely. It is the majority of my life. Yeah, I work 38 hours a week, but that's it. And for the majority of my life, that really feels like part-time. But I attend 3 meetings a week regularly. I dash in some extra stuff, you know. Um, I have pulled away from my primary service position. I've slowly morphed in two newcomers to chair the meeting that I was chairing for a long time. But I'm there sort of as a second or third, and I help set up and clean up a little bit. But I'm letting other people do that, which is great. But I definitely need to clear up another service position, and I'm thinking, you know, setting up a consistent time to go into the the treatment center and share there. Anyway, so I'm blabbering, and that's okay. But looking forward to today. Gonna play some hockey. Gonna do some work around the house and do a financial inventory and go over some step work with my sponsor and solidify 2025 basically and what my goals are, and feeling really good about it. Feeling solid spiritually, feeling solid physically, feeling financially, family relationships good. Going to hang out with brothers, sister-in-laws in a couple of weeks down in Florida. Got stuff going. Going to a wedding in July. Good friend, original sponsor. Definitely full, full, full life. Um, and trying to make decisions about whether and when and what to do about partnering. Is that a for real thing, or is solo the way to go? You know, it's like I'm done experiencing any negative relationship experiences. And I would love to open up truly to someone who is valuable and sane and rational and ready and capable and matching all of the energy and the work and the foundation that I have built, and capable of being feminine, truly, who revels in their femininity, and to have the fortitude to be patient and to only allow that to enter into my world. And Yeah. Anyways, blah. 15 minutes, way too much. Bye. Have a great day.